Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, and in our recently ended segment with Jim Hanlon, I forgot to thank Tom Stapka. Thank you, Tom, very much. Do appreciate. You can dial up our show on the web at www.ntnm.org. Community Policing, caps24.org. It's something we're real big on, as well as Jewish Chicago will be coming out shortly, right for the start of early voting, right a bit before it, most likely. We're going to go to record circulation this year. We're probably going to go to at least 75,000 circulation, not to mention a web presence. So we're really going to expand things. And thank you so much for all your great response. And those things fly off the newsstand. We do appreciate. It is a pleasure to introduce you to another judicial candidate. You'll be hearing this from now through election time in March. And I can't begin to tell you how important judges are in people's lives. If you ever have to appear before a judge, they can affect your livelihood, they can affect your well-being, they can affect your property, they can affect your freedom, they can affect a divorce, all sorts of things, custody of your children. So on that note, it's a pleasure to introduce you to, and I want to thank Baxter Swilley and Phil Mulfacey for bringing her over. And although Phil isn't physically here today, Colleen Reardon Daly.
Thank you so much.
I got it right?
Yes, you did.
Great.
Thank you, Avi. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me on your show.
It's my pleasure. And we actually met about a week ago at Alderman O'Connor's soiree.
We did.
And no, it was very good meeting you. And tell us about your background.
Yes. I'll tell you about myself professionally and then personally.
Right.
That seems to work. My name is Colleen Reardon Daly, and I live in the 10th Judicial Subcircuit. I have been a lawyer for 19 years. My first 13 years as a lawyer, I was a prosecutor. And as a prosecutor for Cook County, I left when I was in the Felony Trial Division. But prior to the Felony Trial Division, I was in the Criminal Appeals Division, the Juvenile Justice Bureau. I did felony review and came through the Felony Trial Division and left as a second chair. For the last 6 years, I have been running my own practice. And in my practice, I do a variety of civil and criminal defense. Some of the main things I do, Avi, are I represent children as their guardian ad litem. And these are children who've been removed from their homes and live in foster homes. I also represent their parents, whether it be their mother or father, who are trying to correct the conditions that led to the removal of their children and help them get back on track. I do criminal defense. I also do a significant amount of administrative law where I represent many police officers in administrative proceedings. That's a big part of my practice.
Interesting.
Mostly Chicago police officers.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Chicago police.
Mostly, I am one of the attorneys that the Fraternal Order of Police uses, and cases are referred to me. And that has been that practice for the last 6 years. I also represent families through Department of Children and Family Services, investigations and proceedings. I do appellate work and some domestic relations. So that's what I've been doing for the last 6 years.
That's quite a varied menu.
Thank you. I personally, I grew up in the Sauganash neighborhood, and I live there now with my husband of 18 years. We have 3 children. I have a 15-year-old daughter, I have a 12-year-old daughter, and I have a 9-year-old son.
Very
and
nice.
I'm active in the community, do a few things in the community as well.
Very nice. So you're definitely involved all over the place. And I can't begin to tell you, when you were talking about the family court situation and guardianships, I've been friends over the years with a number of judges who serve in those courts. And while they can't tell me specifics, some of the most heartbreaking things I've ever heard are the plight of some of those kids that you're called on to take care of.
And the judges, I'm there quite a bit. I was there as a prosecutor, but over the last 6 years, I'm in those courtrooms a couple times a week. And there are very, very fine judges in those courtrooms who are very articulate, who have various interests that they have to balance, and the number one balance being the best interest of the child. I've been in those courtrooms, and it's been a pleasure to be in front of many of those judges, and they're not easy decisions. But I've been very impressed and been learning from those judges that I appear in front of on a regular basis.
Very good. Where is the 10th Subcircuit?
The 10th Judicial Subcircuit is, in essence, the north and northwest side of the city of Chicago. To give you some rough borders, Devon, south to Belmont, Ashland, west of Harlem, a little bit west of Harlem, we have a section of Park Ridge and a section of Niles in Main Township. So the north and northwest side with a little portion of the suburbs.
Gotcha. For those of you in the suburbs, just so you know, our show is on Mondays at 6 p.m. on either channel 19 or 35. Of course, in the city, we're on Thursday at 7:30. Well, you're on YouTube already. You can check all our information out. We'd rather talk about our guests. So you're very successful in your practice. You've done a variety of things. What led you to want to become a judge?
Well, I've really wanted to be a judge for quite some time. I know a lot of people obviously have that same goal. I do, as I'm sure you agree, everyone is entitled to fair and impartial judges. And I know that I could be that way, having worked as both a prosecutor and as a defense attorney now for a total of 19 years. I know that I would offer a balanced perspective. I know that I would be fair to both sides. And as you indicated, judges make very important decisions, whether it is over someone's liberty, their economic future, their family. And since being in private practice for the last 6 years, I have truly understood that position. Many of my clients are facing those same issues, whether it's their liberty, their jobs, their family, their economic future, and that has been invaluable to me. And I know that when an individual goes into court, it's a scary experience for them, other than if you're getting married or adopted, in essence. So I know as a judge, based on my experience, based on my work ethic, and based on many role models of judges that I've been in front of, that I would be fair and impartial. And I would be nice, in essence, or kind to those who came in front of me, but also follow the law and not be swayed by outside influences.
No, that's definitely important. There's no question about it. Any reason you decided to run in a subcircuit as opposed to countywide? Or
I'm so glad you asked that question. To me, the 10th Judicial Subcircuit, myself and my husband, we are lifelong residents of the 10th Judicial Subcircuit. Every home I've ever lived in, where I'm raising my children is in the 10th Judicial Subcircuit. I was raised in the Saguenash community. When my husband and I got married, we lived for a while in the North Center community. We also lived in Lincoln Square, and we've been in Saguenash for the last 13 years where we're raising our family. So I feel that I would be a representative of the community and love the 10th Judicial Subcircuit, and obviously plan on living here and raising my family here. So this is where I feel is home, and I feel that is the right place for me to pursue this dream and this goal of mine.
No, it sounds good. Are there still big Christmas displays, Christmas time? Used to be like the department stores where all the displays were out in Saguenash.
There's lots of them. Lincolnwood has a lot of them too. Lincolnwood Towers.
Yeah.
In Saguenash. So they do. People get into their decorations.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to have Jewish girls want me to take them for rides to see the Christmas decorations in Saguenash.
And it's bumper to bumper some nights.
Yeah, it is.
Depending.
It's really unreal. So in any event, I take it that if people would like you to go to their event, or you'd like to speak, or whatever else, you would be available? I would love to.
I would love to meet as many members of the community and let them know about myself. Along the way, a lot of people have said to me, we don't know a lot of the judges. We don't know who to vote for. And I would like to take the guesswork out of that for people, and would love to appear anywhere and answer any questions that people have.
Sounds good. I assume you have a website?
I do. www.ColleenDalyForJudge.com.
ColleenDalyForJudge.com. And you have a Facebook page?
I do have a Facebook page. Committee to elect Colleen Reardon Daly.
Very good. I want to wish you good luck in the election. I want to thank Baxter Swilley for bringing you here. Hi, Phil Mulfacey. Colleen Reardon Daly running for judge in the 10th Subcircuit.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you.